Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where I'm rolling along on the 77 Chevelle Malibu Classic Landau Coupe, whatever other than it, Chevrolet. Okay. Perfect parts car. Use the roof, use the trunk, we're going to use the doors, probably use the fenders, radiator support, quarter pieces, wheel well pieces, using all kinds of stuff from this car so this one could live. There's no way you could build both cars, and this one wasn't worth building anyway, since it needed trunk and floors, and this was already done by me 10 years ago. So that's where we're at. We're building one good car out of two. And I just advertised this for parts. Surprisingly, I got a whole long laundry list of parts to sell off this. I put them all down there, you know, tail lights and column and frame and rear end and chrome around the windows. There's, you know, probably 1,500 bucks worth of parts on this. If I could get that, shit, that'd be great. We'll see what happens, because there ain't none around, you know. Okay, so it looks like a car now, but we're far from done. Far from it. We just finished up the interior last video, the other quarter panel, put in the tail lights and the little tail light quarter extensions and all that stuff. So we got all that done. Pretty much the back end's done. As I mentioned last video, that plastic piece filler here, nobody makes that. Whether I come across one by the time it's ready to paint, I don't know yet. Okay, put all the interior back together, made a package tray, new speakers, got the seat in there, got the headliner back in there, all the plastic pieces, new dome light. All the interior is pretty much all back together. I bought some of this dye. Somebody mentioned some fabric dye, Zott or something like that. Spent 10 bucks, got 7.5 ounces. Whenever that comes in there, we'll try to spread it on there. It's fabric dye, and we'll see if that works. We'll see how much it covers and all that stuff. So we got that coming up. I just ordered so many parts. Just little stuff, because I'm actually sick of going to these local parts stores and getting screwed with no Vaseline. They're just such a rip-off. You know, I usually buy this. This is the good stuff I like. The stuff I like to use best. Neutralizer. You get a little embedded rusty part or something, so you can spray that on there. The big stuff, trunk pans, and you know, you see me use that Pour 15. But this will be stuff like I would use on this roof. After I strip it down, I'll spray a coat of that on there, and it'll turn that embedded rust into black primer looking stuff, and then you can sand it down and prime it, and it won't come back up. So you go down to, you know, I go down to Lowe's to buy some, and Lowe's is the worst to buy anything from, because every few months they switch everything on the shelves. I used to go down there and buy my welding wire. Walk in there, go to the aisle, get my welding wire, check out, and gone. Well, within a year they changed it like 3 times. I go there, go to get it, it's not there. Ah, shit. Got to hunt around for one of them jackasses with their nameplate. Hey, where's the welding wire? Oh, looking it up, and oh, it's way over here, way over in the lumber department now. Oh, shit. So I went, you know, go in there, and then a few months later, it's gone. They changed it around. So, they opened a new Harbor Freight a couple years ago, and I get my welding wire from there now. So I go into Lowe's there the other day. You had a can of this. Well, it's gone. It's not on the shelf. They used to have it on this one shelf with all some other stuff, and then they switched it one aisle over on the lower, because I had to ask around a few months ago. So I go to get another can. It's not in either spot. And I was like, I grabbed this guy, and I was like, hey, where is this rust neutralizer? Oh, he doesn't have a fucking clue. He doesn't even look at his, usually they got a little phone type thing, or they can look up something and it'll say where it is. Well, he doesn't even, he's wandering around. I didn't know what he was doing. So he's over to the automotive department. Oh, there might be something over in the automotive on aisle over by the WD-40. So I go over there, no, there. Oh, shit. So I just walked out. I said, God damn. So I go to AutoZone anyway. I had to get some from there. So I go and get a can, and I thought it said $8.99 on the shelf, but it must have been for the can over, whatever that is. Later on, I look at the receipt, $13.99. $13.99 for this. It's usually like $7.99 or $8.99 at Lowe's. It's probably gone up though since I bought the last can a few months ago. So it's $13.99 now. So I went online. I was looking online for, like I said, that dye. I ordered some. We'll go over the door here in a minute. That's what we're fixing to start working on. I go on little rambles and rants, guys. So anyway, I'm looking online, buying door pins and dye, and I even ordered some Sawzall blades. So anyway, they had this stuff $10 a can. So I, ordered 3 cans of it. You go to your local store, $4 more. It's like, what can you do? You can tell them so many times. You say, hey, this stuff online is $5, $10, $20 cheaper. They don't give a shit. It's all corporate decisions, so they don't care. So anyway, I just ordered a whole bunch of little stuff. Instead of going to Lowe's, instead of going to Walmart, I even ordered silicone, clear silicone. Like 30 items I bought there this afternoon while it was 100 degrees out. I just go in there and I just bought rivets, tons of stuff. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Instead of going into town, going to Walmart for this, Lowe's for that, Harbor Freight for this, water traps for my paint gun there. Broke, didn't have a spare, ordered a 10-pack online. So instead of doing all that, I just ordered everything online. I'll probably start doing that from now on. It's getting to be, these local retail stores are just getting a little bit out of line anyway. Okay, sorry for the rant now. So what we need to do is go from the doors forward. We'll get into the fenders later. I took off these doors with the hinges. And to get at them, part of the hinge that goes to the pillar, you gotta have the fender. The fender's right in the way. The bolts are over here. So I was gonna take fenders off anyway, whether I use them or sell them. Easier to sell with them off the car. But then I got to looking, and these door pins, well, the pins might be okay, but it's these bushings. These bushings are shot. These just loose as a goose. And I got some pins, I got some bushings, but I don't know if they're going to be the right ones. I always have a problem with GMs. I don't know. You can buy the undersized bushings, the oversized bushings, the correct bushings, and none of them really seem to be perfect. So yeah, I ordered 20 of them. Well, they're a set of 10, with all different sizes, and I ordered 2 of them, 2 sets. So I got 20 bushings coming, guys. I know I got pins, but I got some here in a drawer, and I haven't looked at them yet. So I don't know if I got the right ones to fix it right now, instead of waiting 3-4 days for something to get here. So anyway, we don't have to take off this fender. We're not going to take off this fender right now. We're going to, and we're just going to leave this hinge on the pillar, and we'll pop this out, pop this pin out, and we'll bolt this, well, after we get the new bushing and pin in there, then we'll just bolt this onto here, onto the door. Okay, these are, you know, some people will probably think, oh, there's a door, unbolt it and bolt one on there. Yeah, well, this is going to be, I can already tell it's going to be a pain in the ass job. Okay, we're converting it from manual to power, which means we got to swap all this. These are why they had to buy these special big rivets. You got to change all this power window regulator. I got new power window motors. Even though those ones work, but you got to kind of push it down as you push the button and all that stuff. They work a little bit, but don't know if these eBay ones are going to be, you know, much better. You know, just Chinese ones, but they actually bolt onto the regulator. They didn't come with bolts. Hopefully the old ones are good. Anyway, so yeah, we got all that, and I can't remember whether you got to take out the window to do that, but the window is going to be a pain in the ass because of these little, see these little deals here, riveted on, a little stopper thing and everything. Hopefully I don't have to take the window all the way out, just get it up out of the way to get at the regulator and everything. It's going to be a pain in the ass. It's one of them, you know, like people think, oh, just unbolt and bolt on a door, done. Yeah, no, this is going to be an ordeal. So I'm gonna bring you right through the whole ordeal. So the other day we took off the belt molding. It goes here. You got to take out the stopper right here, right there, and drop that window down. You can barely get at that middle one, that one right there, right in the middle. You get at the end ones. So anyway, we took that off. Okay, it's all shitty, and put some paint in there. Got the new ones, which we're gonna put on. Got the new ones here. Mentioned before, Rock Auto $50, but you got to pay for shipping. It's like $74 with shipping and tax and everything delivered. A lot cheaper than the eBay. We're gonna put that on there before when we're done with everything else, because I don't want to be messing around with this door after it's painted. And it's going black, so we can mask it off. The little black gets on there, no big deal. Okay, took off all the weather stripping around here. Ordered new ones, $111. Got new weather stripping coming. I'd like to have everything right here, all the rivets, the bushings, the weather stripping, so we can do it all at once. We may have to stop and wait on stuff, or do it compromise, and I hope it's not like that weld through primer, which took 10 days to get here, and I'm done with both quarters. Don't need a weld through primer anymore. The local paint store wanted $73 for a can, so I ordered a can for like $15 off eBay. So that's the problems we're going to run into, guys. So okay, so the first plan of attack, we gotta pop out this deal here. Not exactly sure. Hopefully it looks like some type of sealant in there, even though I painted over it. Hopefully it just pops out, because that's where the electrical goes in here. Right here. It's got electric doors and locks. I need to check the locks. I haven't checked them yet. Okay, so the first plan of attack is, yeah, check the locks. The locks may not even work. Let me just... Here, a relay up in here. I know you don't need the key on, but let me just... There's something clicking behind the glove box. So I don't know what that means. Can't hear the motor. I guess I could test it once I take it out. That's the other thing. We had to take out that all that electrical motor and everything, and put that in the other door. Okay, so the first thing we'll need to do is take off this door panel. It's 2 pieces, this piece and then this piece, and you can actually take this piece off without taking the bottom, but we got to take it all off. Just a screw there, and that'll come up, and then 2 screws there, and there's probably 2 big ones under here, and then the rest would just be plastic clips that pop into these holes here, and you can just pop them off. I didn't notice this till later, but this door panel's broken right here, and I sold the other door panels off the Gold Car a while back to a guy. He was actually wanting, he come over for the door panels for the 78 El Camino. Yeah, I'm putting them in my 77. I said, well, 78's completely different. I said, but I have some. Okay, yeah, you can tell this thing's all shot. There's some of the original silver. Yeah, and see, this is missing the door stops. That's why I left them in this car here. Just left them on there. Didn't even want to take them off because they'd probably break. You have to spend 20 bucks to find new ones. Okay, so we're going to take off the door panel. But before, and we're going to see if we can see in there, because this has got a big safety bar across there, and I should probably just roll this up, see if we can see in here. I got it all loose. Okay, look at this big old friggin' bar across there. This thing's built like a tank. But on that door, I want to break it apart for you guys to show you that it's going to be all rust and all Bondo down here. See, look at this, because you know, you stand back, you know, well, it doesn't look bad, you know, it does. But no, if you look close, see all this rust and Bondo bubbles and stuff. Look at all this. It's all bubbled along there. And look at this, it's so thick and gunked up. There's no body line, you know. You can see where this is where the skin goes onto the shell. It's the shell, and then it's the outer skin. Well, you can't even tell here because it's been so rotted out that somebody just bondoed it all up. So, and I can feel right here, it's so friggin' thick. So what we want to do is I'm going to take my air chisel. I got it right here. I'm probably going to sharpen up this blade a little bit so I can get a good whack at it, and go down here and peel some of this crap off. I'm not going to spend all day grinding it all off for y'all, but if I see if I can get this air chisel to chisel off some big chunks so you can see what it's, you know, all under here. There's no skin line on there. It's all friggin' Bondo and crap up there, and just look at it. Let me grab my hammer. I lost my little hammer like this with a point on it. I should really get that crap out of the way. Yeah, look at this. Look. Look at that shit. Believe it? I know, it's like a northern car, but see, we don't have cars like that. Northern cars down here, the cars don't do this. But it's like I said, drove it on the beach every day. And that's why I didn't want to patch it up for them. Like, oh, can you just patch it up, make it look good? I said, yeah, but it won't last, Art. It won't last. It'll bubble up and crack and everything else. So you can all see. And I didn't do any of this body work 10 years ago. He had somebody else do it decades before that. See, so she's just a rotten mess. What's this one here? Anyway, let me take this door panel off and we'll get a better look from this angle and the front. Even though it's fixing to get dark, I'll have to get a floodlight out here and show you guys. I don't know if there it is. Yeah. And that's why I didn't want to just smooth it out, skim a Bondo, and try to sell the car like that. I didn't want to sell a car, a piece of shit like this, to somebody. Like I said, it's just taking labor. I got all the parts. Rust-free doors, rust-free roof, new quarter panels. That's all I really spent on this majorly, is $517 on 2 quarter panels. Got hundreds of dollars in little shit, but and it'll add up to a little bit. But we're starting off here. We're not have to buying big panels, hoods and doors and roofs and stuff, because we got it all, deck lids, got it all from this car. I think I showed. See, this is one of the quarter panels. That was a patch job I did 10 years ago. I may have done that. No, I didn't do that bottom patch. I may have put a patch in here, but it had been patched up previously. Look, it's just, and this, I didn't do any of this brazing. That was up by that Landau mirror, and that's where you put your thumb through the quarter panel. The other one's just as bad. It's just a rotten mess. So now we just got it all rust free. We're gonna keep on going and get her all rust free and paint it up, and so it'll last a lifetime again. Okay, so let me take this door panel off and we'll take a peek inside, and I'll show you the difference between the manual and the power and what we got to do to take that off. But after we do the door panel, we're going to unhook the electrical and pull all the electrical out of that back jamb there and set that over here, and then we can start taking out the regulator, motor, power lock, stuff like that. So let me take this door panel off. Shouldn't take a few minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, had the barrier stuff on there, took that off. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Take these door panels off. We can get them ready to paint a little bit later. Okay, just had to unhook these, pull these out from the switches. Man, I hope they're the same. The motors there, they fit 100 different cars, but it's at a 77 Malibu, so we'll see. Yeah, that's the other thing. If it don't fit, then we got to order some more. So this could turn into a real problem. Okay, so what do we got down here? We got all this bottom of the door rotted, door frame. See, so you couldn't even do a door skin on this because it's so bad. Okay, I don't think you can see very good in there. But that's where the chrome, I left the chrome on this door. That's where the chrome would have went along the bottom. So Anyway, it just looks like it's just a rotted out panel. I don't know how much. I know they got Bondo in there, I just don't know how much. But yeah, none of that's. Well, I guess it's just rusted metal. But all that, oh, there we go. Here's some Bondo and stuff. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is all. Yeah, look at the whole door's just, look at it. It's just a skim. Yeah, that's what I figured they did, was just skimmed it. See, there was just nothing left of the steel. And they just skimmed over top of all that rotten mess with Bondo. And, yeah. What a mess. What a mess. Okay, just thought I'd show you that. Didn't have to use my air chisel. Just showing you what I'm dealing with here. Okay, so the next step is going to unhook the, see, these are the other rivets here for the lock motor. I gotta unhook this wire for it. Yeah, I always videotape or take pictures to know where these wires go. So there's clip there, there, and up in here. And then you pull it out to door jamb, like I said. And the power motor should be right at the bottom there. So yeah, anyway, let me unhook the wiring, pull it out the jamb, and we may unbolt the door from, we're just going to unbolt it from the door frame here and leave all this hinges on there and see how loose they are, and go into my little drawers over there and see if we can find some bushings that'll fit it, and we'll just rebuild these and get the other door ready to bolt onto this. So anyway, let me get started with that, and we'll be back. Okay guys, I undone all them wires, pulled them all through this hole here in the jamb. I don't know how good you can see, but, and we'll just leave them inside the car. So I think I'm just going to unbolt the door and lay it over on that tire. No way I can get the windows up and down. Well, unless I got a wire, like that's the power motor, and put a negative and a positive to that. But I don't want to cut that up. That other motor came with a pigtail. We'll have to see if they're the same. But yeah, if I can get power to that, I can make it move up and down. Don't really have to though. Anyway, what I'm saying is I don't want to lay it down with the window up, but I'm going to have to. I'd rather have the window down. But once we get it laid down, we'll have to cut out these, grind off these rivets here. Those 4 rivets, and take that whole assembly out. And then get at these bolts in behind here. Should be 3 bolts. Well, I might be able to get at that. Yeah, if I can get at that without grinding it off, then I can lower the window. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we need this whole the whole regulator deal. See, this is just a manual. It is just a manual one here. So we got to replace that whole thing and rivet it in there. I know I don't have rivets, but they're on the way. So anyway, yeah, it's just 3 bolts, 1/2 inch. Let me take them off, and this thing weighs a ton. But I'll get that off, drag it, lay it on that tire there, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, here's the power motor. It looks exactly the same. Exactly, same connections and everything, so that's good. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come, that everything's going to go along nice and smooth. Unlike that IROC Z, which everything was a clusterfuck, but okay, so I got the door off a little bit. Look at this. Look at this Bondo. It's completely rotted. Just a mess. I'll show it to you tomorrow in the daylight. Anyway, that's where the motor went there. I thought this would just slide down once the motor's out of it. It just maybe stiff. That motor might be okay. It just might be everything's all stiff and rusty in there. But anyway, yeah, there's the door. Can't see too good in this jamb. I think this jamb might be okay. The other side, there's a little bit of Bondo right there. I'll have to chisel that out of there. But I think the other side might be a little bit worse. Anyway, let's yeah, see, she's loose. This would be hard to tell because it's got the spring. I have to take the spring out of there. But yeah, well, you can see the bushing popped up out of there. Right there. So let me go in my junk drawer there and see if I have any bushings. But yeah, we'll have to take both them out of there. Pretty much just bang them out. I don't think they'll. Yeah, it has a little clip right there. You take that little clip out, bang it out, take the spring out. I got a special tool, compress that spring there, and take that out of there. And then once that's out of there, we can bang this pin up through here. So I'll probably just do that for now. Oh, I thought I was going to disconnect the battery, but the interior lights only work with the driver's side. I don't know. Oh yeah, there they go. Oh no, the interior was working. Oh. Anyway. I guess that jam switch don't work on the passenger side. I thought it did. Anyway, let me take these apart and see what I got to fix it right now. If not, we'll have to go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone and see. I think they're in the help section. See if they got some bushings that'll fit that. Because these ones I ordered off eBay ain't gonna be here for 3 or 4 days. So, okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. This is the you get these mirrors, 15 bucks on eBay, 10-inch mirrors. I actually ordered 2, one for this one and one to save for later. Okay, this is the special tool to get that spring out of there. You just put it on there and tighten this bolt up and it compresses it. Pull it out. Same thing to put it back in, loosen it. Okay, so we got, see if we can hold this light here. Put on there like that. With this pin through the bottom. Okay, had to, there's a little tab on that I just hit it with a hammer and a screwdriver and it popped off. And then you can push it down. Once you get it out, you see one bushing is, I guess they go through this one. Kind of hard to see in the dark. Or no, they're through. It's through these two here. You can see the one bushing still there, right there. And this is the other one that was hanging down here. So that one in there. So once you get two new bushings in there, then you can put this in and see, so it should be tight. Yeah, it's tight in there. And this is, yeah, that's where you need the bushings, right in there and there. Okay, so this is what I had left over from other jobs. This is the little kit that I got, I think, at O'Reilly's. I may have got two of them and just used one. These are just extra stuff I had left over. And there's some bushings and pins from another job I bought off of eBay. Bought off eBay for another job. Got a few little pins there. Let's see, you never know what size they are. That's the only thing. Like I said, once they're wallowed out, you need a bigger one, and they make them. You just don't know which size you need. But anyway, yeah, I must have bought two sets. So hopefully this will be enough to do it, so I don't have to wait. So let me pop that out and see if these bushings will fit in here. And so we can pop that back on there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I got a better light. Okay, put the new bushings in, they go up through the bottom. These new pins here look like, I think, was it this one? Anyway, they all seem to fit, so they should be snug in there. Yeah, that one's just a little, did that one? Yeah, that one popped up through the bottom. Okay, so basically just need to pop that pin up through. Can't do it with one hand, but make sure that's on the right. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, it doesn't move this way, see? There's a new bushings in there, but it goes up and down. But I got the old one here, and it goes up and down too. See here with the, see here where it's, the bushings are shot on that. So I think as long as it doesn't move this way, it's okay. It's supposed to have a little bit of clearance. Anyway, this, I put in a new pin. It has these little teeth here. So you bang it up in there and it should stay. But I'll probably just put a little weld on there. Just a little weld so it doesn't fall down. It shouldn't. Okay, so here's the top one. You can see both bushings are shot there too. So I'm fixing to take that one out, and this one goes out through the top. You see it's got a little got a little tab right there. You just got to knock off with a screwdriver and then pop it out. So let me do that, I'll be back. Okay. That went in there like that. Pop the old pin out through the top. You can see the teeth there. You can see how now look at this hole here. See how oblong that is? Usually you would have to weld in something there. But that's where you may need one of them oversized bushings. I got them ones. I think this is a set of oversized ones here. No, that's really big. Oh, see? I think it went up through the bottom there. Anyway, I think that's what an oversized one's for. So let me go through these and see if I can find two that fit in there real good. I'll be back. Okay guys, I had to weld up a little spot there. So anyway, yeah, this bottom bushing took a bigger one, and that's a smaller one. That's why you can never get the exact thing you need. But anyway, there, she ain't moving. It does move up, down a little bit, like it's supposed to, I guess. But so that goes in that way, so that'll stay. That one, I'll put a couple little welds on it so it doesn't fall through. So I think that's it. So basically it takes 3 of one size and one bigger one down here. And I don't think I got any of them smaller ones left. So to do the other side, I'm gonna need 3 smaller ones and then one big one like that. So I can, at least I know what it is. It's that size there, that's one of the old ones. I can take that down to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, and get it matched up. But I still got two new pins there for the other side. So yeah, we got new pins and bushings. Okay, well, I'll be back. I might go in for the night. So we'll see you tomorrow in the daylight. Okay guys, decided to do a little bit more work. I dug all this Bondo and caulking and stuff. It was all packed in here, but it wasn't rusted out or nothing. Anyway, I just been scuffing down these hinges. I bought a bunch of black spray cans from Walmart there this morning. They were on sale for $2. So I grabbed a few cans. Probably just spray all this hinge area and everything all black. Probably in here. You can see a little bit of Bondo right here. So I don't know how bad this fender's gonna be. Can't really feel in there. I've been digging some stuff out like that. I have to take an air blower to it. But yeah, we don't know if the whole thing's Bondo or just a little corner. But the fenders may have to come off later anyway to do the radiator support. So anyway, I'm gonna mess with this a little bit more and spray some black spray paint in here and get it ready to put the door on tomorrow. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, it's next morning. I don't know how good you could see in the dark last night, but yeah, here's the look at that door. The old Bondo and rust. Just a friggin' mess. So yeah, can't see selling a car by patching that up. All up in here, all rusted, coming apart. Okay, so I started cleaning up this jamb last night and sprayed a little rust neutralizer in some of these areas. There's little skins of Bondo that were in here, but they weren't covering up anything. I think I'll take off the sill plate here, sand this area down a little bit. So they had a skim of Bondo along this rocker here. Not sure why, but Anyway, probably just paint that black. If there's going to be any Bondo and rust in this fender, see, I can't feel behind it because it's got a big old brace. It's got a big old brace coming down here. It's going to be patched in there, and you can see a little bit of Bondo. I got that chrome on the door, so if I put the door on and try to grind this, I'll probably take a chance of hitting that chrome. So before I put the door on, I think I'm going to grind out the bottom of this fender and see what's going on with it. If it's not too bad, just weld in a little patch and we'll just keep this fender. Got two little nuts on the back of this. We'll take that off. You gotta have that off to paint it, and probably just you can't get it back on unless you take the wheel well out or the door off again. So probably stick it on there with adhesive glue. See, that would be the bottom of the fender there. It's got that big chrome. See, here's that big brace. And this one's rust free. And that's where it bolts on. So I think it's probably all good, just that outer patch. That way we can fix that one if it's not too bad and sell this one. But if it's too bad, which I don't think it is, we'll replace it with this one. Definitely going to take off that chrome. I think I'm going to leave all that chrome along the bottom. I said it's along the bottom of this fender, this door, and the quarter panel ones I already took off. They all seem to be in good shape. So we'll probably leave that chrome along there, and then we'll paint some silver above it and around the wheel wells. So yeah, let me grind that off and see what's going on with that. Okay. I was thinking of popping this door on there, bolting it on, but then I thought, well, we got to take all this regulator and shit out. I don't know exactly what. So it might be easier to take it off while it's laying flat, because if it's upright, that window's going to be, the window's got to be disconnected from the regulator, and that window's going to be kind of hard to make it stay up. Or if it's flat like this, see, like I mentioned, you got all these deals in here on the window that's keeping it from going up. You could probably get it out, but you're taking a chance of breaking shit. So, you know, as much rusty and stuff is. So you got these tracks bolted on. You have to undo all them. Let me do all that. Take this off, get this out of the way. That's a little stopper I already took off on that one. That's this right here. This goes along the bottom, keeps the door from going all the way and hitting the bottom. You know, take that out to slide it down to get that belt molding off. And then we'll have to take a grinder and grind these 4 rivets here and these 2 rivets for the power door lock. Once we take them off, we'll see what we get all pull out of there just to get this section out. And you're gonna have to probably, I don't know, get it out through this hole or this hole here. We need to pull that whole section out and then swap it into that one. Okay, so let me get rolling with those 2 things. And you can see here, that's where the power door lock goes. Drill 2 holes and put that in there. Can't really see very good in there. It's going to be kind of a pain in the ass. Well, the little clips there usually a problem's done clip. You see all this stuff here for this window, these little deals here, very difficult to get that through here and slide it out. Yeah, you can probably get one through here. You got to take all this stuff off just to get the glass out. But what we want to do, that door's trashed anyway. Let's take everything off of this door first, and then we'll go from there and see how easy it is to swap it over. And then once that's done, then we can bolt that door up and put on the belt molding and door locks and all that. Okay, so let me get rolling and I'll be back, show you the progress. Okay, I ground out this fender. There's a pretty good layer of Bondo here, but this is the main problem. It's not that big of a deal. A little piece of Bondo there. But yeah, that hole right there, little hole there, I could patch it up. But I don't know. These fenders have got to come off anyway to do the core support. If they're coming off, I might as well replace it with that one. I don't know. We'll figure that out a little bit later. Okay. I went ahead and took all the bolts and stuff to hold in all these brackets. I probably don't have to get the regulator out, but I want to take the window out and sell it. The rest of the door will be junk. Well, I should probably keep it around for the door latches and stuff like that. So I just ground out the 4 rivets here. Those 4 rivets. And from what I can tell, so you can look in here and see, it should slide. See, it's a regulator here. So you should, and this little bracket here, just 1 bolt goes here. So you undo that, or no, 2, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. 1 here and 1 here, and this one's adjustable. I was thinking of that one, but that one's for that stopper. Okay, so yeah, take those 2 bolts off, and then it should slide. See it right here and there. I'll probably have to do it with 2 hands, but it should slide off of that track. I don't know if there's a little deal for that to slide up, this end here to slide up. That end can come right off the end. And the other one, you may have to take the whole glass out to get that end to slide all the way out. Unless it slides off, unless you got to get it slide off the other end. And if that's the case, you'd have to get this out of the way. But anyway, let me mess around with it a bit better here. You try to get it slide that way, but you're going to have, I took the bolt off of this. And then what was this? That is attached to that. But yeah, this will have to come all the way out here. But there's enough room for it to slide that way. Just got to get this out of the way. So let me figure. So you got to take all this off. These clips here will break and stuff. Okay, let me figure it out and I'll get back with you. Okay. I'd taken the nuts off. This goes to the glass. 1 there and 1 there. And actually I just lifted it up and pulled the whole thing out. What I was trying to do, explaining earlier, was to slide this out of here and then slide this one out of here. So you would just move this whole thing around to get it, but it's probably easier to take it off the deal, and that's why I'm doing this while the door is flat, If it's standing upright, man, the door's gonna, or the window's gonna be going up and down. Okay, yeah, I could probably take that one off too, so that can slide out. Let's take a look in here. We got this deal here, which is never coming off, but there is a spot up there. We'll try to slide that glass out of there, like I said, to save it. It should slide out of there. I think this hole up here might be big enough for that to slide through. But yeah, this one slid. This one just slid on top of that. Anyway, we're not putting any of this stuff back together. We just got to be careful on the other one because we got to reuse everything. Okay. I may have some rivets. I was looking, I do got some big rivets, but I don't know if they're that big. They might be. Okay, so let me pull the glass out of there. I guess I could probably take that, well, I had to grind this door lock thing off. And I might as well take this whole latch assembly and everything out of there. And then the rest of it we can just trash in the shit pile after I take the glass out. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so this is the regulator from that door. That's where the power motor bolts up to, them 3 bolts. So you can see the difference here. This is the wind-up deal, so it's completely different. You need that to mount the power window motor. Okay, it's where the 4 rivets go in. These are the biggest rivets I got, and they're not big enough. So I'm gonna have to go down to Lowe's or somewhere and see if I can find some big rivets to hold that. You could get nuts and bolts and put in there, but you get a chance of them coming loose, or you could weld them in there. Okay, so we're going to try to take this off the same way, grind them rivets out, and then we'll take this whole track off, so it's just this bolt here, which is right there, that one there, and then this one over here, which is right there. Then that track should lift up and we'll pull it out just like this one. Okay, I lubed this up with some WD-40. We'll put some regular like wheel bearing grease in here and stuff when we mount it in. But yeah, and this is that little track that's got to come out, that goes in here. Just that little track. We're gonna probably take that out and then pull everything out, and that should go in there pretty easy. Like I said, it'd be very difficult if you had that door vertical. That door would be wanting to fall. You'd be sticking pieces of wood in here to keep it from falling down. So okay, well, let me get rolling on this and I'll be back. Okay guys, hit that with a hammer and that just popped out. That's for the electrical to go in. Okay, took the whole regulator assembly, stuck it in there. Anyway, it's on the track. It's those 2 bolts I showed you right there. And I had a hell of a time. I had it in and out a couple times because you can see the manual regulator, 2 rivets were here. Well, for the power, they're down here. So I'm trying to line them all up, and then this regulator here's got 2 holes in it. So I didn't know it was the first hole or the second hole. And I had to take it apart and measure it all. So it's that one, that one, that one, and that one. Now, I'll round up these nuts and bolts, and I was going to use them, but the regulator is in behind that hole. That's why I'd take it out too. moving the regulator around, see if I could get this one of these in from the back, and I couldn't get those two. So I got them to tighten them up, and then when I get rivets, I'll put the 2 rivets in there. And anyway, tighten up the motor on there. Hopefully it'll work. And that should be about it. Should be ready to bolt on. I'm gonna do the door locks and latches later. This here, I need to lube that up. This lock thing is stuck. Anyway, I took the whole, well, not all of it. Here's the, oh, that's what I need rivets for too. I need 2 rivets for that. Anyway, took them out, and I'll have to drill 2 holes. I said I'm gonna do this after the doors. They go right on there. Those 2 holes. And hopefully there's places to attach that to. If not, I'll take this whole latch assembly off it and put it on there. I took the mirror off right here. The other one there is busted. Yeah, see this only had 2 bolts there, bolt holes. The other one had 2, right like that. Anyway, sprayed a little black paint in here. I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the door on because everything lined up, and then we'll take the fender off later on. I think what we'll do is we'll do this door here completely, do the driver's door completely, and then after that we just got the front end, fenders, hood, and all that to take off. And I don't know if I should fix that or might just use that one. We'll check them over real good, make sure that there's less damage on the best parts. Said I did anything with primer I did for art 10 years ago. And I don't know what the deal is with this, but there is a crack down there, so maybe it was damaged in here or something. That's another reason to take it apart and see what's up. And like I said, we'll just use the best parts off the car. Okay, well, I'll be back later. It's a scorcher out again, so I'll be back. Okay guys, next morning. I didn't do much filming last night, but I worked late getting this door on there. Okay, tell you what I got going on so far. This hinge that bolts to the pillar needs to go forward or backwards just a bit to open up this gap. But we don't know what, this car's been bondoed up, rusted, bent, from jacking the door into shape, bad pins, bushings, all that. We don't know. We don't know what's right on this car. Now we replaced the quarter panels, so we only kind of guessed where the quarter panel gap went towards the door. The quarter had been bondoed up, door had been bondoed up, this door here, trying to line it up to this. So we're just kind of fighting it. Okay, the gap here doesn't look too bad. It looks a little wide. Okay, but it's too far in. See, the other door lined up perfect. I had the door lined up perfect to this. That of course had been bent and bondoed up. Yeah, I can adjust the striker out just a bit to get this a little bit more lined up. Oh yeah, I probably will have to, because I don't have the weather strip on this. I don't have the new weather strip yet. So adjusting that striker out might get that. Okay, so it looks, like I said, this hinge that bolts to the pillar needs to go down, which will if the door's like this, it's going to tilt the door like that, which is actually going to tighten this gap up here. Yeah, tighten that one up, unless I pull both hinges that way, which, you know, you don't know, because that fender's might not be right anyway. I put the new belt molding on here. See, she's pretty tight by the hood too. Let me see here. So we got new pins and bushings on there, so that's where it's supposed to be. I tried to pull this door out this way as much as it can, but that's as far as it went. Okay, so the other thing is this door, the striker. So yeah, the door needs to be down this way. Needs to be tilted down a little bit, which when we adjust this hinge here, pull it that way, will tilt it down. Okay, it'll see, it hits the, but if you close it, it'll go. Okay, so I don't know, I got a feeling we might have to rework this quarter here later on. Okay, got the new motor in there, got the regulator, but just 2 screws. I need the rivets. I didn't go to Lowe's. I meant to go to Lowe's and get some rivets. And you put a rivet there and a rivet there, but it's good enough to test it. So yeah, see, loosen up these 3 bolts here to adjust it out or in, and that's as far as I could get that out. And these ones you can't really get at. You might be able to get at them taking the wheel well out, but we got to change the front end anyway. Pretty sure we're just going to go ahead and put that fender on. Might have to take that chrome off to make sure there ain't no rust holes like this one, just to be sure, because if there's a rust hole behind that chrome, I might as well fix this fender. But we got to take the front end off anyway to change that radiator support. So yeah, these, like I said, this deal's right in the way of trying to get at that. I can get at that first one, but I can't get at the second ones from here. I said might be able to take the wheel well off and get at them. But yeah, this needs to come forward just a bit. Okay. Yeah, they've been in all adjusted and bent in the past. Okay, so this new power motor works, but it does the same thing as the old one. It's tight. It needs help going up and down. And why? It has to be in the regulator. I lubed it all up. So here's the wind-up regulator, which is, you know, it's the same regulator. It's just the power window motor goes here instead of the wind-up. So I lubed it all up, the one that's in it. This, you know, this moved freely. The only part is got to be here, because when I had it sitting on the tire and adjusting it, adjusting the window up so I could get this in there and lined up, it was tight. So I had it bolted on the window, the track bolted on the bottom window, those two go on. So all I wanted to do was move the window up and down by hand without the power window motor on there, on this gear. Then it should just move freely. But it was really tight. So I had to, you know, really push it into shape to get it down to line up the power window motor. So why is it tight? It's got to be in here. it's got to be this deal here. I should have probably taken it out like this and checked it, but you can't really check it because of this spring has so much tension on it. And I'm not sure why that spring would be in there on a power window. Power window motor should hold that window up or down, but I don't know. I don't know. So that's what the problem is. It's real tight there. So you click it and it goes up, or you hit the button and it goes up a little bit and stops. And I'm sure if you get there and pull it up with one hand, it'll pull up. So it's doing exactly what the other motor was doing. I haven't tested it since I sprayed more lube, WD-40 down there. I got some other penetrating oil, and we're gonna get in there right in here and just soak that thing. Maybe that's what it needed, to really soak it in oil. So just remember with that when you're doing it. I'm gonna be doing that to the driver's side, just putting a whole bunch of oil in before I take it out. I don't feel like taking all this out again just to do that. I think I can get at most of it. Okay, I know a lot of rambling, but just showing you what's what it takes to put a door on, pull a door off and put a door on. Okay, I gotta grind these two little rivets off here, and we'll mess with the power locks for a little bit. That goes in behind right there, and we'll see if we can hook that up. I said we need to lube up this latch and everything, because this is not moving very freely. She may work, but I don't want to break these plastic clips. So I'm gonna mess with that a little bit. Yeah, the only other thing other than that regulator could be these deals here, but it wound up. See, the regulator's off of this door, and all these tracks here and everything are from this door. So it wound up and down by hand. Okay, so we're just gonna put some wheel bearing grease in there, in here, and all that. But like I said, I think the main stiffness is that regulator. Okay, so I'm gonna mess with this stuff here. I don't think I want to take off this fender right now, because yeah, the hood's gonna, the hood is attached to it, hood hinge. So you have the hood all cockeyed. I want to do all that at once. Take the hood, fenders, header, the whole front end off at once. Have all the parts ready to paint or painted. So before I do all that, I'm probably gonna sand all these jambs and everything, wheel wells, paint all them black. Take the radiator supporter out of that, paint all that black. Paint under the hood black, and have all the parts ready to go on there, so I don't have the front end off for a week. It's supposed to be 40% chance of rain for a couple of days, and another 4 or 5 days, something like that. So I don't want to do all that right now. So I think we'll probably leave that door how it is and do the other door. That way we'll have both doors done. Then we do the front end. Once the front end's off, then I can adjust these hinges a little bit better. But anyway, yeah, this door's kind of dented up. You know, I think they both are. But I'd rather have them a little skim of Bondo to fix all that than have it all rotted out like this door here. So yeah, we'll get the Vevor stud dent puller, and we just got to go along like here and bang this stuff out. Yeah, she's got a lot of dents on it, but that's no problem. Okay, so I'm gonna mess with this door for a while, put this stuff on there, lube it up, test it out some more before before I start on this door over here. Okay, so I don't know how much we'll get done here in the next couple hours before it gets 100 degrees again. But yeah, let me mess with this and I'll be back. Okay guys, I've been lubing up the tracks and all that stuff. This window lines up really good to the weather stripping. Got the lock freed up and put on the power lock with just 2 nuts and bolts. Can always cut them off if they're sticking out too far. But I figured it'd be a lot easier to change that over if it's bad. We don't know if it's bad or not, but anyway. That works good. Works real easy with the key. Locks and unlocks. Yeah, just this power motor. I think it'll go all the way down. Then when it goes up, it'll go up and stop. But if you grab your hand just a little bit, just the tiniest pressure of pulling it up, it'll go all the way up. So it's not that far off. It's just that I think there must be a relay or something built in the motor to make it stop if it binds up just the slightest bit. But anyway, it's pretty close. Like I said, we'll finish lining it up after I take the fender off, and we'll do some more adjustments. But anyway, I think we're gonna move on to the driver's door. I'm gonna get the driver's door. Oh, it's right there. Bring that over on these tires, tear it down, take the weather stripping, all that stuff off, and paint the jamb of it and get that ready. So I'll be doing that next. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, got this door over here. Okay, we're just gonna tear this down, take off all this door weather stripping. We got to take the little stopper out of there so we can pull it down and get at these screws for the belt molding. We got to take off this, I guess all the barrier stuff here goes underneath this deal. So we'll take that off. Take off the hinges. See the bushings here? They've all popped out. Oh, look at that one. That one is just, that one's really bad. Look at it. See? I don't know why that spring's loose like that, but yeah, she's hopefully the other side's good. It's probably gonna be pretty bad too, but if it's really bad, I think they make these new. I was looking up something else, and these hinges come up for 78 to 88. I didn't bother looking for 77s, but I bet they do make them. That'd probably be the best bet. They're not that much, I don't believe. So if you don't like doing all these pins and bushings and stuff, you can just get new hinges, and they just come as an assembly. But anyway, we'll try to save what we got. Okay, this window here, see, it rolls up pretty good. It's a little tight at the top, but that's okay. So all them tracks and everything should be good in this, although we got to change over the regulator deal, and we'll really soak that down with oil. The one on this car, we'll soak it down with oil and everything before we mount it in. I'll take off the mirror. All this stuff here was in the bottom of the door. There's a little bit of surface rust in there. We have to clean that up. We're gonna pour 15 all this bottom edges on this door and that door, even though that one I've been spraying lube and everything in there, so all the lube's all, we'll have to clean that up with some thinner. And I'll open up a can of Pour 15 once I get this door on, and we'll coat all the inside of both these doors. Protect it real good. So as you can see, there's no rust through or nothing like that door. That driver's door is going to be just as bad as this one. We'll take it off and smack it around a little bit, and I'll show you what that driver's door looks like. It's going to be just as bad, if not worse. So anyway, let me tear this down and I'll be back. Okay guys, I got the door all sanded, ready to paint. Put a little caulking flaked out of there just like the other door. I put a little rust neutralizer on there. I'm going to put a little seam sealer on there. But yeah, we're going to paint all this. That's how far the door drops down with that little stopper out of the way. You can get at them screws there. So yeah, we're going to paint behind here and here. And yeah, it's ready to paint. I went ahead and got the 2 mirrors. And this mirror had been swapped before. Well, actually, so did this one. It used to be maroon. Anyway, I sanded it all. I'm gonna have to prime them and then paint them. And I'll put a little primer and paint here where they go on, and then I'm just gonna bolt them on there. Yeah, they'll be painted with the car when I paint the car, but it's kind of hard to get in behind some of these areas once it's bolted on the car. So as long as we get a couple of good coats of black on there, and then we can paint it with the car. You know, with black, it doesn't matter about these little things getting black because they're already black. So okay, oh yeah, I gotta mask off these little stoppers and this tag. I don't even know if it's readable. Yeah, I guess it is, but we'll mask them off. And I ran out of the old crappy paint that I had, black. So the new gallon of paint I bought to paint the car with, that's what we're going to be using this. Going to be using the black for this. And then later on the 2 fenders, hood, radiator support will probably go Pour 15. So yeah, I just need at least half a gallon to do the black on here. About a half a gallon of black will cover it, and then probably about a quart or so of silver for the stripes. But anyway, let me get some black mixed up and I'll be back. Okay guys, got the door jamb all painted, primed and painted, and the mirrors. This is the paint I'm going to paint the car with. I thought it sounded familiar, Clark's. Anyway, I mentioned it on the last video. It's 140 bucks, I think, for the whole kit, hardener, reducer. And I started looking up here, and yeah, that's the same stuff I painted the IROC Camaro with. It turned out pretty good, but it was drying really fast, so it's not as shiny as it could be. So this weather, you need like slow reducer, and all I have is this mid temp, and this was medium. Oh, what he gave me on this one here, medium. Yeah. So anyway, we just got to keep an eye on it. Plus we're not doing the whole car anyway, so it's not like I gotta spray. Anyway, I'll be back later tonight. It's high noon now, 100 degrees out. You can see the sun creeping. In the morning it's way back there, and then it starts creeping up. Goes right into my workspace. So I could work on that door under the shade, but Anyway, I'll be back tonight and we'll get that driver's door off, inspect it like that one, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, back out here. It was just really sunny and all of a sudden all these clouds come in. It's supposed to be raining and storming like way north, but I don't know, it might eventually come over here. Anyway, it's July 4th. Happy July 4th, everybody. I gotta stay out here till late because a couple of years ago some idiots started a fire on the corner of my property and it spread all the way down here, right behind the carport, that tree right there. That was right engulfed in flames as a fire truck came, and they just barely got it out. So I gotta watch for fires. Anyway, let's look at this door. I turned it around. It's not a bad gap, it's a little close. And of course this gap I got pretty damn good because of the new quarter. It may end up like the other side, but I'm pretty happy with this side. It just needs a little adjustment once I get this fender off. I think I can adjust it back a little bit and out a little bit once I get the new weather stripping too, so I can figure out the exact okay, so happy with that. We'll fix the dents. They're pretty bad. I don't think they're as bad on the other on the driver's door. So yeah, I was just in there putting all the clips together, editing or whatever. Yeah, it's an hour and a half video, guys. Sorry about that. I don't really like doing long marathons, but I knew this was going to be a tedious job, and I just wanted to go through it all with you. Next video, so we'll end this video here in a minute. Next video we'll do this door, but it won't be, you know, we've already washed, rinse, repeat, but you know, I'll show you the bushings and we'll get it in there lined up. If I come across any other problems, so far I've showed you all the problems and stuff you got to do, especially if you're converting it from manual to power. But so we'll end this video. We want to see what the rust is on this side. Think it's going to be as bad as that one? I was going to take the door panel off first, but I think we can get at it. So look at all this thick. You can't even tell. Well, you can tell right here where the door skin is. From here down, it's all Bondo. So let's... the whole corner was made out of Bondo. See? This pretty bad. Yeah, it's just all Bondo and rust. Look at that. He's pretty bad. Yeah, we got it just all. Anyway, getting dust and shit everywhere. They don't look bad from the outside. No, just put a skim of Bondo and paint it and sell it. Yeah. See a big old Bondo spot there, but anyway, guys, so I'm fixing to do the same thing as the other door. Take the door panel off, disconnect the wiring, pull it out through here, unbolt the door, set it over here. So next video we'll do some more and I'll show you the whole, but you can see it's just as bad as this door. So anyway, yeah, next video we'll definitely get this door done. We'll probably take the whole front end off, adjust the doors. Hopefully everything comes within the next video, like the next 3 or 4 days. Weather stripping, door pins, stuff like that. And then once all that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put the mirrors on. Once that's done, we'll get with the front end here, and we'll take the whole front end off, and then take this core support here off, sand it all down, pour 15 it, get that ready to put in. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing next. Okay, well, subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, just click subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Like, comment, share, all that stuff, and we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.